This video will review the proper testing procedure for compressive strength of MAPEI's repair mortars and cementitious grouts as per ASTM C109 and ASTM C1107. Before any job site installation, all parties involved should meet and review the selected MAPEI products' technical data sheets. Select the proper standard for the compressive strength procedure. This information is usually stated in the section of the TDS titled Product Performance Properties. Make sure to reference the latest version of the TDS available on MAPEI's website. Follow the selected product's mixing instructions for selection of the appropriate mixer and tools. Use the recommended PPE when mixing and installing MAPEI products. Measure and take note of the temperature of the substrate, mixing water, bags of material, ambient environment, as well as the mixed product before pouring it into the bucket. Follow the technical data sheet mixing instructions. Do not add more mixing water than is required. Any additional components such as aggregates or other admixtures can impact the compressive strength. A trial batch should be done before the pour to confirm that the results meet the engineer's compressive strength requirements. For the sample fabrication, only the metal mold is acceptable as shown here. Plastic molds are not acceptable as they will deform due to the exothermic reaction of the cementitious product. If the sides of the cubes aren't parallel, it could cause a shear failure instead of a compressive failure. The mold should be made watertight with wax or silicone. Spray an oil on the inside of the mold and wipe off any excess. Note the temperature of the mixed product. For a fluid cementitious grout, follow the guidelines of ASTM C1107, filling the mold halfway. Tamp 5 times with a gloved finger to remove any trapped air. Fill the mold completely and repeat the tamping. Smooth out the slightly overfilled mold and then place a steel plate over the sample. Cementitious grouts will expand to compensate for early age shrinkage. The expansion needs to be confined, otherwise it could lead to a less dense material. For the preparation of samples for thixotropic repair mortars, follow the preparation instructions of ASTM C109. Fill the mold halfway with the repair mortar. Use a tamping tool like the one shown here to tamp the repair mortar in this pattern. Repeat for the second layer of mortar. The result should be a slightly overfilled mold. Then cut off the excess mortar to achieve a flat, flush surface. Steel plates are not required for repair mortars. As soon as the samples are complete, place them in a plastic bag with a wet rag. They should be stored on site in a controlled environment, such as a cooler. Leave them undisturbed for 24 hours. After 24 hours, the samples can be moved to the laboratory for compressive strength testing. Inspect the sample after demolding for any sign of contamination or damage. Take a photo of the sample. Take length measurements and weigh the sample. Consult Table 1 of MAPEI's technical memo. Troubleshooting for lower than expected test results for compressive strength for cementitious mortars and industrial grouts to determine if the sample should be wet cured or air cured. Some rapid set mortars will achieve higher results if air cured. If wet cured, keep the sample humid until the test. Cubes should always be placed on their side in the press. Make sure the load rate is between 200 and 400 pounds per second. After failure, take note of the type of failure. A compressive failure will show 2 cones. The sample should have an apple core shape. If the failure is shear, then the sample will be slanted. Take photos of the samples. For questions, reach out to your MAPEI Technical Services representative.